Good morning, friends. Good morning, nations. Good morning, the house of CCI, Christian Community International around the world. So good that I can share these thoughts with you. I just want to take a special moment and say hello to everybody in Africa. Hello to everybody in India who's starting to watch as well. Great to hear from you guys, and what a joy to see that this is being a blessing to you. Also, hello to everybody in Europe that we love and appreciate so much. Hey, we're talking about what came back. In this fantastic moment of exchange, what came back? So I just mentioned in our last video when we were visiting yesterday about about this, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I've come that you'll have the abundant life of God in you. Now, this is where we find some of these things that are in the Old Testament, so exciting. Remember the name Abram? Long time ago, months ago, I mentioned this. The name Abram, good name, exalted father, but God takes Abram's name and pulls it apart. This is where we're talking about, I've come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. And so in the middle of Abram's name, he sticks the H sound or the ha sound. And this is the essence of the name Jehovah. Ha. And this is where the Psalm says, he rides on the clouds and his name is Ha. And so what is happening? God, in such a fantastic way, is opening up Abraham's name and sticking the main sound of his name inside of Abram. So now it's no longer Abram, but it's Abraham. And he's taking the same sound and putting it in Sarah's name, Sarah. And so all of a sudden you see this incredibly powerful verse, even greater. Why? Because then after he puts that sound in Abraham's name, he says, now your name will be father of a multitude. He was just an exalted father, but now he is the father of a multitude. So we're talking about what comes back. Exchange. Everything that Jesus has done is done in the context of exchange. So this resurrection nature, this new nature, this overcoming nature is now in me. We talked about Adam's nature. It was a fruitful nature. This resurrection nature is very fruitful. We talked that Adam's nature was multiplications. It is. And God is not multiplying me. I am multiplying myself through the image, through the understanding, through the life of God that is in me. The creativity of God is in me. Wow, the Father and I are one. Then it's a what? And then Adam and his nature, what else was there? This not only multiplication, but dominion or subjugation's what it says in Spanish, or overcoming would be the easiest way. Paul will later say, hey, I'm not just an overcomer. I am more than an overcomer through he who is in me. This is what your life is about. This is what your future is about. Then the last thing, it says lordship. A good way to put lordship is governing leadership. God will take you and put you in a position of influence. But this is just the natural thing of this nature that's in you, this creative nature of God that is in you. Are you getting this? Now, just one thought, one more thought, and this is where we're going. There was a time when there was no universe. There was a time when there were no mountains, where there were no planets, where there were no suns, where none of these things existed. There was no existence in the physical dimension that you and I know it today. Nevertheless, something happened. That's what we'll talk a little bit more in our next session together, because I want you to understand what came back.